Hello everybody and welcome back. Still playing as France. Working on Havana here. How's it coming? Oh, we just started Havana, okay. We're also just starting here as well, northern Venezuela. These are, of course, centers of trade for the Caribbean node. We have one of them already under our control. Once those are completed, then we should actually be finishing our colonial. Whoops, we're in the state mode. Let's go to the province mode. Yeah, because we have 3. We need 5 of them as the magic number before we form a colonial nation. So we'll see what that's all about when that happens. Things are coming along nicely. We're also working. We finished Quebec, but I think we're probably also working in Africa. Is that right? Yes, the Gold Coast. Gold Coast. So we got one of our colonists over here. So we have 2 colonists, but we have 3 colonies, so we're paying a premium for those, but that's okay. We're desperately gonna want to get this province as well. And we're gonna want to sneak down to the Cape too. And then we're probably gonna actually dedicate some of our resources to actually warring along here and actually trying to get some of this land here from the native nations. And once we can do that, so we have this land down here, then we're going to be like really in charge of the trade that comes up through Africa. Not only just Africa, but without spoiling too much, there's a lot of trade that's coming over from Indonesia and Asia as well that's flowing. It can either flow through the Gulf of Aden up to Alexandria and into the Mediterranean, or it can actually be tugged around sort of the Horn of Africa here and down into the Cape and across up into the Western Europe. So that's what we're going to want the trade to do, so that it comes more directly to us instead of going through all of these nations here that are going to try to collect from it as it comes around. But if we can control all of Africa, we can actually get a lot of the trade coming right to us. Right to us. So I'm noticing we got tons of money. What's the economy looking like? Oh man, it's looking nice. Looking nice. We are rooting out a lot of corruption. Why is that? Overextension. Okay, we just finished a war with England. We took a bunch of land, so we should be working on those cores. We just started them, so that's going to take a little bit to do that. We gave our vassal one of these pieces of land because he actually had a claim on this. Good for him. But he's working on coring that. Unfortunately, there might be a rebellion here, and we're probably going to need to watch out for that, because the AI is not going to be able to. Our little vassal right here is going to have an incredibly difficult time getting over here and dealing with that. So we might have to help him now. Let's get our troops back into our territory here. I'm noticing it's saying that there's a potential rebel uprising on the way. It looks like in Desmond we might get something going here, which is actually going to be in Cork. Ironically, Desmond. The nation of Desmond starts in Cork, not in Desmond, since the Ireland rework. Okay, there's going to be something going on here. We could actually preemptively just send them down here. We can get an idea of 11,000 troops. No problem. No problem. Then we're also going to have the Norwegian separatists. And we already have the troops up here ready for them. Yep, that'll be right here. We already have troops that are ready for them. Where are our transports? Because they're probably going to need to come chill up here. What's the supply limit here? I mean, it's not saying that 26. Okay, we're good there. I don't think we need this galley, so we're actually just going to get rid of that. I think we took that from Denmark when we fought them. We captured one of their ships, which is something that can happen in a naval battle. Yep, corruption is growing, but we're taking care of it. We can embrace an institution, but I think we determined... So the institution right now is causing a technology penalty of 17%, right? That's all it affects, nothing else. But it turns out we're 8 years ahead of time, so there's no reason to pay this price if we think that this number is going to go down. And since it's spreading throughout our nation at a furious pace, right? Because colonialism actually spawned in our own land. So we have Castile that's embraced, Portugal and Aragon that have embraced, but other than that... Yeah, this is Castile, that's right. This is bits of Castile. That always kind of trips me up. But the point of the story is we can wait. We can let it naturally spread. We don't have to spend money to force it to spread. We can let it spread naturally. It's going to be another 27 years before the printing press is going to pop. This would be amazing. Minus 10% technology costs. But to do that, we need 2 more ideas unlocked. These would be the ones that we're working on. We've already finished all of exploration, I believe. And we finished all of aristocratic, which is pretty cool. Do we have a policy that we'd like to enact? No, but we want to enact this one once we get done with exploration, but we're not, or sorry, administration. But we're not quite there yet. This one would also be incredible once we finish administration. Improve relations and aggressive expansion. Decreased aggressive expansion modifier. Those would be very, very good. So what I'm noticing is our military power is very high. Very high. Huh. Curia controller, we're getting +1 there. At least 25 power rejection. That's probably not going away. And then we got a bunch of other modifiers here. So we could roll another general. Wait a second. We don't have a conquistador anymore. Let's get a conquistador. Have him continually searching for the 7 cities of gold. I think we found one. There was a weird event where we got a bunch of money, so I'm assuming that could have been one of the special events. I think there's 7 different events, sort of ends to the quest line that you can get. Here's something we need to pay attention to, though. Looming disaster. Now, we probably already looked at this in the last episode and determined it's not going to be a big deal. It's progressing at 1% per month. It's saying that in 7 years, we could get a coup from, I believe this is going to be the burghers. But if we look here, in the next 7 years, is this influence going to be going down? Yes, in 2 years we're going to lose the modifier recruited minister, 15% influence. So it's going to tank 15% in 2 years, so we don't have to worry about that at all. Let's click that away. That's no big deal. We have a cooldown here for the next 3 years, okay. We definitely need to be focusing admin. Admin is the most important right now, considering we're working on an administrative idea group. So we need admin. Of course, admin's really kind of showing how important this is, because we're very low because we just had to core a bunch of land that we took in the war against England. Who did we want to go to war with? France? Okay, the truce ends with Scotland in January. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Let's send these troops up here instead. Because Scotland has no alliances. And our vassals got a lot of cores and claims on their land. So we can very easily just swoop in and eat a big chunk of Scotland. And soon they're not going to exist. Soon they won't even exist. Okay, so technically England is working on exploration. We can get a sense of what the AI is doing here by looking at their ideas. But remember they had that 000 leader? So they are way behind on technology. But look at this, a 659 compared to our 10. England is in such a rough spot right now. They are thoroughly wrecked. We have Portugal, of course, colonizing fiercely in Africa, and we have Castile working on South America. If we look here, so of course Castile, we've sort of also been thinking about the idea that we might need to beat up Castile at some point. We have a more powerful standing army than them. Let's just unpause the game and let it flow for a second. We have exiled troops. Yep, not worried about it. Of course, we got a bunch of unrest. We just took a lot of land, so it's going to be very angry for a bit. Let's just let the game flow for a second here. Oh, we do have states, actually. As soon as we have available states now, probably because of the last administrative technology we just took. So this looks like a very good province to state, because we have 3 of these under our control. These are proper French lands. A little bit that we don't control yet, but we probably will in the future. Whereas something like this, I don't know if we're going to state this quite yet. We could. It would definitely be good to control all of this land, including these 3 provinces here, but don't have much of it yet. Here we could here as well, but if we look, there's not a huge amount of development here. We don't need to state anywhere that's in the New World, because those will become colonial nations eventually. Okay. It's not getting back to the one I want. This one, I think we do want to state this one. Have we already stated this? Yes, we have. No, we haven't, because this is not a core. It's a core. Why can we not state this? Oh, because this is not a core. Okay, so we'll be stating all this land, I think, just for the thematics of it. We might as well state this land in England is going to be part of ours. So let's state that. That means there's good. Oh, okay, that's funny. We stated these, but we don't actually have the admin to do anything about it. Okay, so we're good on that. We have claims that land that we have claims on that doesn't belong to us. Gotcha. Okay, we can either get 1 stability or 50 prestige. 50 prestige is pretty nice. However, we're already at 100 prestige, and that's the max. So we're going to get the stability, which is great. Happy to take a free stability point there. One thing we're going to have to do is spend our points. And the way we've been doing that is developing, right? We've been developing our provinces, making them stronger. And with our economy, can we build more ships? Yes. 5 more light ships. Might actually think about getting some heavies too. I can't remember exactly what our military composition was looking like, to be honest. Are we at 90% with either of these? Not yet. Oh, we have 100 spy network for... Okay, so let's manage our diplomats. That's something we haven't looked at yet. Let's get the build the spy network in Scotland, because we're about to go to war with them. Let's see, can we fabricate... We already have claims on Denmark in all the areas that we can effectively reach right now. There's no reason to be working on that. Although, Denmark, what's the truce with you look like? It's going to be 9 years. Okay, so that's going to be a while before we can go to war with Denmark. We do have England at 100, though. So we should go into here and kind of get a sense of, okay, where's some of the more expensive land? Of course, we're looking at this development number, right? That's the more expensive land. Let's get claims on the more expensive stuff. Because claims reduce the cost to take the province and the administrative cost to core it, right? To add it to our nation. If we have a claim, we get a 10% discount. It's not a lot, but you know, it's something. It's something. We're trying to also make people happy, that's right, because there was a potential coalition that might have been forming due to that war that we just ended with England there. January, we could actually declare on Scotland. I don't think Scotland even has any troops. We can check on that, though. We have no allies, though, that's for sure. Ledger here. Oh man, poor Scotland. They have 1,000 troops. They have 1,000 troops. So. Oh, a new pope. We lost. Okay, so we did not get reelected for as the new papacy controller. the Curia controller is now back into the Papal States' hands. So the Pope is in charge of the Curia. Alright, well how old is the Pope? Because usually the Pope's always kind of an old guy right off the bat. 59 years old, yeah, he could go at any time. So let's just start investing. We already had a bunch of points saved up, so we have an 83% chance. Heck, if that Pope dies, boom, we're back to the Curia controller. Now, what are we losing because of that? Let's just kind of try to take a mental note here. Stability cost modifier, don't worry about that. We are going to lose a diplomat. We are going to lose a diplomat at the turn of the month. Not too big of a deal. We're losing yearly prestige. We don't care about that. We're already maxed on that. Advisor costs, our economy is going to be hurt slightly. Technology cost is going to go down. Well, the benefit we're getting. It's really that 20% aggressive expansion. That's really the reason why this is so strong. Plus, the other thing going on is we can't have as many leaders. So, but because we had 2 extra slots, now we only have 1 extra slot. We're okay on that. We're just fine on that. Let's pull this person back. Let's just get into it with Scotland. No one's going to care. Scotland's too far away for anybody to care. So let's go, and we're going to do a Reconquest War, so it's going to be nice and cheap. Going to be nice and cheap. Let's get our fleet of 3 heavies. Because how many... Yeah. Okay, Scotland has no ships. That's their entire army right there. But they're trying to raise an army. This will be one of the fastest wars we've ever done. We've done a few really quick wars though, I think, haven't we? I think we can get a military technology. No. Not going to pay a 90% penalty on that. Okay. All we have to do is siege down the capital, and they're done then. We do need to spend our points to develop, so we can go here and we can organize it by the cost to develop. We can look and see, okay, Kent is over here. We could look for an area that's already controlled by the nobility. What else would be good here? It'd be nice if this actually took us to the province. This actually looks like a good spot. What's going on here? Why does it look like such a good spot? Is this controlled by someone already? Let's go to this. I don't know. I really wish this was a little different. Let's go to this map mode. We can see... Okay, this is good. We can just see where the nobility is already. Or we've already decided it would be good to have the nobility. Okay, I like this. 49. Controlled by the nobility. We can boost this a couple times. In fact, wow. 1 point is increasing the maximum manpower by 500. That's kind of crazy. That's relatively cheap. Not super cheap, but relatively cheap. Can't do it there. This, for some reason, is controlled by the nobility, but it's a 665. This is probably the kind of province that we would actually revoke from the nobility, to be honest with you. It's a very lush province, and it's not really specialized well for the nobility. Like here, we're also producing iron, which might be better if this was in the hands of, if this wasn't in the hands of the nobility. What we got going on over here? Getting a little bit of a development penalty because it's some woods. This looks like this could be an area that could become sort of an area that we put the nobility in. In fact, how do the nobility look at the moment? I think they have plenty of land. Let's actually revoke this province that we're talking about. This really isn't. This was one of the ones. We didn't add the nobility here. They were already here. They were already here. Let's take them out of there. If they're going to be upset about it, let's give them this province instead. When we just... Oh, because it's territorial core. Let's make it a proper core then. Let's con it. There we go. I say they're not going to quite be happy. They need 50%, don't they? Okay, time to do the... I'm going to do the tour here. This looks good. Territorial core. Let's make this a state too, because the truth is I could definitely see us going down this way. Eventually, right? Eventually. This is already a core. The only unfortunate thing here is that it's wood, so we're getting a bit of an extra penalty here. But let's make that nice and happy there. Spend a lot of our military power, which we have too much of right now, right? So we could look at same screen and try to see where can we do look at cost here. Okay, the Troyes looks pretty good. This looks like, oh, it's owned by the clergy though. Yeah. Where's this other province that we noticed that was like making iron or something? Oh, but the nobility are in charge of it. Huh. That doesn't look too bad. Oh, is that salt, I think, or something? Oh, this looks great. This is an important center of trade, actually, isn't it? That's good. There we go. We spent some of the development. Sorry, guys. That always takes a long time, doesn't it? Okay. And the war is over. Nice little war that it was. I'm not sure if Scotland's going to exist after this, to be honest. I'm not sure if they're even going to exist after this. So let's look at the areas that our vassal actually has cores on, so they can get these lands for free. They're going to be accepted cultures. They're going to be the same. Like, it's just going to be all sorts of goodness. Yes, and our vassal, the only thing that's actually an issue here is that they're not the right religion, actually. But luckily, our vassal is the right religion, so they'll figure it out. If we go here, if we click on them, we could see what's the 100%. 92%. Only going to be 33% overextension, 110 admin. What idea groups is our vassal working on? They have full administrative ideas. Wow. Wow. That makes it so it's cheaper for them to core the land, right? I'm not gonna lie, guys. I think we just give everything to them. Yeah, there's gonna be huge, like, religious strife here. No doubt about it. There's gonna be a lot of religious strife. But, they'll be able to handle it. They'll be able to handle it. Because 3 of these are basically already their provinces, right? They're only gonna get 4 provinces, actually. Some people are going to care a little bit. People that are always kind of like on this list are going to care a little bit. Let's think about that for a second here. They like us. I mean, we can butter these people up, no problem. We don't need the spy network. Well, the spy network is actually doing something for us here. I think we've admitted that these people are just always going to hate us, right? We've based the facts on that. S is really just going to town. Making some people happy. We're just chilling out here. Keeping an eye on these rebellions. Welsh, huh? Let's actually grab the transport so that they can react quickly and get down to here. What is that going to be? How many? Only 8,000 here once they spawn. Bunch of them over in... Nice. 3 stability. Let's go. Oh, in fact, actually, wait a second. We can just get rid of the Welsh. We can just get rid of them. Where are the English in this list? Kind of taking their sweet time. Making the people happy. Hoping that the Pope dies. Speed 4 here. What are we going to be doing afterwards? Our truce with England will be over 14 years, so that was a full 15-year truce. We're definitely looking at Denmark in 8 years. Any sort of expansion into this area is probably going to cause havoc. Castile kind of seems like the no-brainer here. One thing we can do is, if we actually got into a war with Castile, there's a good high likelihood that we could actually make all of this rise up, rebel. We do need some of this land, though, for ourselves. The problem is, Castile is probably going to be the first battle that's going to be, like, very, very intensive, besides some of the early England battles, right? Oh, we didn't have a leader here, whoops. But we outnumbered them so heavily that it didn't actually matter. We can declare on Norway. That would be once the truce with Denmark is over. In fact, we actually have claims on all of Norway that we can reach. We're pretty much just sitting pretty here. We're not going to need any administrative to core any of this. That's the beautiful thing about giving it to our vassal, is they do all the coring. They do all the coring. Let's build some buildings. Build some buildings. Uh, 0.11. That's right, we can look here, can't we? Oh, that's it. That's nice. Where's Orleans? I thought that was kind of in the central middle area. Yeah, that's really nice. Let's do that. There's some good numbers there. Let's go to the Yeah, honestly, I think I'd rather build workshops because they synergize with the manufacturers. I want to wait for the manufacturers. Once we get higher technology levels, we can build more advanced manufacturers on more valuable trade resources. So right now, this is like, these look like big numbers, but the manufacturer is very, very expensive, right? We need to make sure that all of our centers of trade have marketplaces, though. And I think that is the case. Need to check over here. Yep. Yeah, we don't have one here. Like, we could build one in Quebec and stuff, but again, Quebec's only going to be Quebec for a short amount of time, so... Like, it's only going to be part of our nation for a limited amount of time. What else can we build? We could actually build barracks. Wow. Plus 1,000 men. Wow. Those are some really, really, really good areas to build a barracks. I've heard that anything over... these are the ones that we just developed, right? These are the ones that we were developing with our points. Very nice. Very nice. It's a lot of money, but it can be a lot of manpower. Tempted to maybe build some shipyards in areas that have lots of building slots. I don't know what this number is actually saying. But these are areas that have plenty of building slots, so I don't think we're too worried about building in those areas. That's a 3. That's a 3. There we go. We're spending a lot of our money, but that's going to allow us to build a bigger navy, right? Shipyards give us higher naval force limit. Okay. One of the reasons why our economy is probably... Oh no, our ships should be collecting... or should be protecting trade, I should say. Channel. Yeah, we want to go to the English Channel for sure. More ships is always a good thing. Let's look at the rebel threats now. Okay, we can actually squash this group altogether. Let's do that. Get these 20,000 down here and just sit on Cork. Sit on Cork. In fact, we'll need 20,000 here as well. These aren't quite the best stacks. If we combine these... Something's not adding up right, because we definitely... The amount of cav looks kind of messed up. Yeah, we're going to have to reconfigure our military groups here. What's the supply limit here? Not great. We have too many cav here. Once these get here, voila. Now same thing here, if we can get... We can get 20,000 here. There's a higher supply limit. Let's just move everybody over here. we can get 20,000 here, we're going to take care of these rebels too. So they'll never spawn. Be great. Let's finish this war here. Looks like for the most part we've made people happy as we can. Who's going to be upset now? England don't care. Scotland definitely don't care. Friesland though. Friesland. They're just nothing's gonna convince them otherwise, unfortunately. But the people that are actually of any worth, the larger nations behind them won't care. Actually, Bavaria here, it'd probably be nice to butter up Bavaria. They're kind of not liking us right now for whatever reason. Let's finish this. Let's get this over with here. Nice color. Very nice cyan color to go with our blue. Until we eventually have the time to integrate them. There is going to be a lot of unrest here. As you can see, 20 unrest. Lots of unrest here. And it's all because of the religious... lack of religious unity that they got going on here. That's really not even the intolerance. Apparently there's a lot of intolerance for that faith as well. Alright guys, I think this is a good starting point. It took us a while to get going there, but that might have been a slightly long episode, but things are going great. Let me just... Colonies are still working. Okay, cool. The cost to accept the institution is going down dramatically. It was 1100 when we started the episode, now it's 700, and it's still going down because we are still 6 years ahead of time on technology. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching that episode. I will see you guys in the next one.